Welcome back, NBA fans. Today is day 5 of 30 teams in 30 days. All right? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, push notifications, turn those bad boys on so you guys can, hear the fire content that I'm throwing out. All right. 30 teams in 30 days. Today is the Chicago Bulls. If you're new to the series, let me explain it to you real quick. I'm going to talk about the team's draft. Going to say what my thoughts are on it. Then I'm going to give that a draft grade, right? From A, B, C, D, whatever. Free agency, I'm going to do the exact same thing, give it a grade at the end. Then I'm going to talk about the rotation. I'm going to not talk about every player on the team, but, contributors to this team for next year. I'm going to talk about 3 remaining questions that should be asked about the team, and then an overall grade and evaluation. Then I'll predict and project where I think this team will be in the rankings. All right? Today, as I said, is the Chicago Bulls. Now, draft-wise, they made a lot of noise because I remember when they made this pick of Patrick Williams at the 4 spot, it kind of blew up social media. It was a very early pick, right? And it was just, oh, they got him too early. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. Now, I'm not as hard on the Chicago Bulls draft as I feel like other people are. And I'm not saying like I love their draft, because I didn't. I didn't. I genuinely believed if Patrick Williams was their guy, they could have traded back to like 7, 8 and drafted Patrick Williams and gotten something in return. So I don't think value-wise it was the greatest. However, I'm not a person that's going to knock Patrick Williams. It's not his fault that he got drafted before he was expected to. And now people are going to be like, oh, this kid sucks. The kid doesn't suck. I mean, I had him going to 7, so going to 4 isn't the most ridiculous thing. All right, so first off, I would like to say that I hope Patrick Williams has an incredible career, because I like the kid. I watched a couple interviews with him after the draft, and I hope he does really well. Seems like a really nice kid, especially for Chicago fans. They deserve something since, the whole Derrick Rose debacle. But when it comes to the pick, I don't love it, A, because they could have moved back and gotten more value and gotten the same player at like 7. And I don't love the fact that he is a primary 4. I think prototypically he's going to be a good 4 on the team. But the problem with Chicago is, dude, where's the fit to that? I mean, you already have Lauri Markkanen, you already have Wendell Carter, you already have, those 2 guys are the future, right? Or they're supposed to be the future, and, going with Patrick Williams at the 4 spot is questionable. It's weird to me. It's weird. But I'll give that draft a B, because I don't hate it. I think Patrick Williams can be a nice player. I just don't love the fit, and the value is a little questionable. Free agency, they have been very quiet. They lost Chris Dunn, who I like a lot, and they lost Shaq Harrison, which, whatever. They signed Garrett Temple, which, whatever. I mean, he's not bad, but, it's not going to push you over the hump. The free agency's a D. They've been out of it. They haven't really done anything. A lot of teams made a lot of good moves. Chicago decided to just not make any moves. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I don't love what they did. So their rotation right now is looking like Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Otto Porter Jr., Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter is the starting 5. I'm pretty, hopeful that's going to be, pretty confident that that's going to be the starting 5. Bench, Patrick Williams, Garrett Temple, Chandler Hutchinson, Daniel Gafford, who I like, Tomas Satoransky, Thaddeus Young. I mean, they have decent guys off the bench. Ryan Arcidiacono, hometown kid. I've seen him play in high school against my high school team, so I like Arch. But Chicago isn't good, right? They're obviously not a good team. However, I think that's a very good thing that they're not a good team. I don't think they're pretending to be a good team. They're really, really young, and they have young talent. Kobe White's a good player. Zach LaVine's a good player. Markkanen and Wendell Carter can both be good players, but how high are their ceilings, for one? And two, is a new coach really going to change the way the team and the culture is? Don't get me wrong, I think Jim Boylen is the worst coach I've ever seen in my life, and I watched Brett Brown for like 7 years, so I know what bad coaching is. But I think the Chicago Bulls have a chance to have a pretty exciting offense for the first time since pre-Boylen era, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm hopeful for Chicago to be pretty good, and I like Daniel Gafford a lot. I think he's a really good backup 5, so that's another thing. So 3 questions I have here is Patrick Patrick Williams going at 4, is it going to end up kicking him in the butt? Is he going to be terrible? Is that going to be something we see 5-10 years down the line and be like, wow, look at that guy they missed at 4 because they took this no name that ended up not doing anything? It's always interesting. I always like looking at drafts that way. Number 2, as I said, they have done nothing in free agency, and I really kind of like that because personally I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA next year. But I think that they're going into the year understanding that, and it's a really good year to be one of the worst teams in the NBA. Yeah, a part of me, I was going to sleep last night, and I was thinking about the Chicago Bulls, what I wanted to talk about today, and a part of me just had this hunch that I think they're going to get the number 1 pick next year. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be the worst team in the NBA, but for some reason, mark my words, I think the Chicago Bulls will have the number 1 pick next year, and they're going to get Cade Cunningham, which is going to look huge for that squad. So, will Kobe White, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter take progressive steps in their careers this year? Because this is a big year for Markkanen especially. Are they going to improve? Are they going to take their game to the next level? And Wendell Carter, is he going to stay healthy? Can you rely on that guy to stay healthy? I don't know. But I think it's a really big year. And I think this year for Chicago is going to depict what they see their team long-term as. If Markkanen has another just questionable year where he doesn't really do much and he's not good enough as a shooter to just be a shooter, are they going to move on from him? Wendell Carter can't stay healthy. Maybe he has a really good year and he's just their one trade piece and it blows up and they have a really big-time trade. Is Wendell Carter going to move? Is Patrick Williams going to be so good that they're like, we need to get rid of Markkanen or we need to get rid of Wendell Carter to put Patrick Williams in a lineup? Is Kobe White going to just take an extreme step like a lot of young point guards have recently? Maybe. Kobe White's a really good scorer. I'm not as high on a lot of these guys as a lot of people are, but I still think they're a good team, a good young core to start or to be there with, I don't know. But overall, I think the Chicago Bulls probably C+, B- range of their evaluation. And I just think that because on the one end, they could have done better with what they were given, value-wise with Patrick Williams. The draft is just they didn't get the most out of what they had, but the player could be really good. So who am I? Free agency, they didn't go out and make any signings really, and they lost Chris Dunn, and I like Chris Dunn, but they could just be purposely really bad next year and get Cade Cunningham, and then that counterbalances the bad offseason they had this year for next year. So I would say a B- just because I like the direction that they're heading in, and I think they have a chance to come out with a really strong rookie next year, which is really important on a rebuilding team because this team's not going to win an NBA playoff series, so don't bother trying to do it. Continue the rebuild, let it grow. Evaluation-wise, I have them probably as a bottom 3 team in the East. They're just not good. There might be an exciting team to watch here and there. Their offense might be really good sometimes, but, Levine isn't a number 1 option on a team. That's just they're just not there yet. There's nothing wrong with that, but they're just not there yet. So, bottom 3 team in the East. I still like where they're sitting right now because they're going to have a really good opportunity next year to grab a really strong rookie. And I like the flyer on Patrick Williams. Why not? Why not let it fly? So, Chicago Bulls fans, I'm excited for you guys. I think it's going to be an exciting year. Just without Jim Boylan, it's going to be like the Sixers. You'd be like, wow, offense with an actual coach. That's cool. It's exciting to look forward to. So, go Chicago Bulls. Why not? Peace out. Maybe I'll drop a Sixers video later today. If anything drops, I've been looking forward just something to make a video on, but I don't want to force anything out. So hit the like button, subscribe, do all that, the whole kit and caboodle. Until next time, guys, peace out. Go Sixers.